Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's lesson. Let's go ahead and go over today's lesson objective. So today we will divide decimals using a place value chart and the standard division algorithm. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is take 1 7/10 and divide it into 2. So first, let's go ahead and put it on our place value chart. So I have 1, 1. And I have 7/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I want to go ahead and divide all of that into 2 groups. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to change the color on that. So there are my 2 groups. Okay. Now let's start with our ones. So I have 1, 1. I want to divide it into 2 groups. I can't do that. I don't have enough. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move this 1, 1, break it into 10 tenths, sorry. And we're going to then now divide our tenths into 2 groups. So I'm going to go ahead and place each of them into 2 groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have 2 more over here. And I'm just going to keep marking them off until I don't have any more left. And then I'm going to go ahead and do there. And I have 2 more here. Then 2 more again. Then I have 2 more again. Now, I only have 1 more left over. So I don't have enough to put 1 in each of my 2 groups. So I'm going to take this 1/10 and I'm going to break it into hundredths. So that 1/10 is going to turn into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hundredths. And we're going to go ahead and break those 10 hundredths into these 2 groups. So I can go ahead and I can see I can put 5 in this group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 in my other group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got rid of all of our hundredths, so we don't have any more left over. Now let's go ahead and see how many of everything we have. So we have 0 ones. So we have 0 ones. Let's put our decimal down. And in one group, if I go ahead and mark how much I have in my one group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tenths. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths. So 1.7 divided by 2 is 0.85 or 85 hundredths. All right. Now let's go ahead and do this using the standard algorithm. Oops, wrong way. So if I were to use a standard algorithm, what I would do is I would put down my group I'm dividing, which is 1.7. I'm going to divide this whole thing into 2 groups. So I'm going to use the analog dirty monkeys smell bad. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my 1. I'm going to see how many times I can divide it into 2. So I took my 1 ones. So that's 0, right? So I haven't used any of my 1s. So 0 times 2 is 0. So we're at this part right here. Now we got to subtract. And the 1 minus 0 is 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring my 7 down because I have 1 left over. I'm going to move that 1 over to my tenths. So now I have 17 tenths. So 17 divided by 2 is 6. Oh, not 6. I'm sorry. Is 8. So we divided. Now we have to multiply. So 8 times 2 is 16. Now I need to subtract. So I have 1/10 left over. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take a 0 because I don't have any hundredths. And then I'm going to bring that down. So that's showing me that I'm taking my 10th, I'm turning it into hundredths. So now I have 10 hundredths. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. And if I subtract 10 minus 10, that's going to give me 0. So now I don't have anything left over. So I got to just bring my place value up. And so now I have 85 hundredths. All right, let's go ahead. Ooh. All right, let's look at the next problem. So this time I have 17 and I'm going to divide that into 4 groups. So I'm going to take 110 and I have 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, that was too many. I only need 7 of those. So we have 7 ones. And I'm going to divide these into 4 groups. So I'm going to put down 1, 2, 3, and then this last group is going to be really small. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have 4 groups on my place value chart. So with my tens, I don't have enough tens to divide that into 4 groups. So I'm going to go ahead and take this 110, change it into ones. So that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now let's divide our ones into 4 equal groups. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have this 1. I know I kind of drew it small, but I have that 1 left over. So I'm going to go ahead and take that 1, change them into 10 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Divide it into my 4 groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have to take these 2 tenths, change them into 20 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So now we got to divide those into the 4 groups. So I can see I have 4 groups of 5. So each one of these are going to have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in one group, I have 4 ones, for a decimal point there, 2 tenths, and 5 hundredths. If I were to solve this with a standard algorithm, I would do 17. I'm going to divide that by 4. So I'm going to divide, then multiply, then subtract, then divide. So I'm going to look at my tens place. I can't divide 1 into 4 groups, so that's going to leave me with 0. 4 times 0 is 0 because I didn't use any of my tens. I'm going to subtract that away. I have 1 1 left over, or 110 left over. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change that 110 into 10 ones, which is going to give me 17 ones. So then 17 divided by 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. We're going to subtract that away. We have 1 left over. Now I am done with my whole numbers. So now I have to add a decimal point and now go into my tenths. So now I have 10 tenths. I'm going to bring those 10 tenths down. 10 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. I'm going to subtract that away. I'm going to go ahead and restart this up here. I have 2 left over. So I still have some left over. So now I have to go ahead and go to the next place value, which is my hundredths. I'm going to bring that 0 down. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. So 5 times 4 is 20, and now we have a 0 left over. All right. So great job today, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's review today's lesson objectives. So today we divided decimals using a place value chart in the standard division algorithm. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next lesson. Bye, everybody.